So AMP email, I love AMP for email, and I'm really excited about it. It's not widely used right now, but it should be. And so what AMP does is in simple terms, it makes our emails more like a website. So historically, emails have always been static documents, meaning that once they're sent and once they're in the inbox, they don't change. So if you have a typo, or in your content of your email, you're stuck with that. If you can't have dynamic content like a form in your email, you can't have things like carousels in your email where you can drag images around. And so that's typically how emails have been. AMP for email changes all of that and makes an email more like a website in that it can update all of the time. So you can actually have forms right inside your email. So for instance, like let's say you want to collect registrants for a webinar that you're hosting. You can have that webinar form right in the email and people can register that way. And what's really powerful about this is it's decreasing friction, or the amount of work it takes to do an action, which is really effective in increasing completion rates and conversion rates. And it also really helps you level up the design of your emails. You can do all kinds of cool things like drop-down menus in your emails and carousels, and really level up your design. And then you can also put things in your emails like social feeds. So for instance, you could have a live updating email with new tweets under a hashtag popping up in the email. And so that's an example of content that's changing right in the inbox as time goes on and as things change. Another example of that might be if you're sending a webinar registration email, you could have the total count of webinar registrants inside of that email. So let's say you only have 1,000 spots. You could say, hey, only 100 spots left. And as those spots fill up, the email can update. And so it might eventually say only 20 spots left. So basically what AMP for email allows you to do is create dynamic and interactive emails really easily. And it's totally leveling up the power of email.